Hello, I'm Joe Schornikow and I'm here at WNXP 91.1. This is Visions. Driving home, the ravens on the side on our exit. Just drive right on, leave it alone, go on and forget it. Here we are again tonight, still searching for meaning in natural forces. I'm calling fear and boredom. You're calling names I'm not repeating. They speed the sound in sunlight on a mirror, so bright and full of light it's hard to hear you now. When it calls your name. When it calls in strange ways, like a flash in the dark, locking eyes with a passing car. Oh boy, was a vision only. And you were right, it was high, now it's lights and now it's passing on me. Was a vision only. I heard you seeing him again, this time in dreams, and his clothes there in your bag. Now you're thinking generations, and I'm saying maybe don't worry about all of that. And here we are again tonight, still searching for meaning in natural forces. Recalling fear and boredom, recalling names I'm not repeating. When you speak the sound of sunlight on a mirror, so bright and full of light it's hard to hear now. When it calls your name. When it calls in strange ways, like a flash in the dark, locking eyes with a passing car. Oh boy, was a vision only. And you were right, it was high, now it's lights and now it's passing on me. Was a vision only. was my weapon. Love is good and kind, leaves a stain behind that no clock can ever find. Court is now in session, as a victim as confession. I would write it down, but my hands, they are nail bound, left to tell to you by my I'd like to thank Trevor Nickrant and Jack Tillman for being here with me today. My album is called Altar, so playing in a cathedral feels so appropriate. It's very much my vibe, and I'm deeply grateful to be here. This song is called Lose Your Love. I wasn't thinking right, wasn't thinking of a step ahead. I'll lay you out of sight, upon the water's edge, upon the water. Take me to last night now, when in my arms you slept up in my arms. I didn't need the signs, didn't need you on the edge of the water. An ocean pass, just split in two now. I guess there's more to this than I ever knew. To the ones keeping the dream alive, to the shipwrights and the Polaroids. Calling out red light, guess I'm calling out to your reflection. On the moon and her tides, don't you wish you knew the ways of water? And as you walk toward her, can't you spare a thought for these old bones, for all the breaks and burns, returning to the world of the water? Ocean pass, just split in two. I guess there's more to this than I ever knew. To the ones keeping the dream alive, to the shipwrights and the Polaroids.
I'm Jason Moon Wilkins, and it is my honor to welcome to WNXP's Sonic Cathedral, Joe Schornikow, who happens to be a Nashvilleian now, and of course, we have to lead with that. So how long have you been here? Originally from Australia, right?
Correct, yes. I've been here 6 years.
Wow. Mm-hmm. That's way longer than the majority of the people in the city at this point, probably.
Yeah, I'm starting to get some cred for my time.
You can actually, drive downtown and talk about, it was this way, 6 years ago.
I mean, the changes I've seen, I'm sure, are nothing compared to what others have, but yes.
Well, so, the prerequisite Nashville question then for you, what has been, as a musician, the best thing about being here and maybe compared to where you were before, the most frustrating thing?
That is an interesting question. I think in terms of when I think of the city in general and accessibility, I've come from, I was in New York before this for a good deal of time, and Melbourne, Australia before that. And both of those are very walking-friendly cities. Yeah. And there's something about having that experience in a city that, for a start, helps me understand where I am, because my brain takes a long time to understand how streets work, how cities work. But it also, it opens up community, I think, in ways that I felt very isolated when I first moved here and realized everything was a drive, even very close places, Yeah. And that was something that I think it took me longer than I expected to find my people and find the community that I knew existed here, because everybody always raves about how wonderful it is here, and it is. Right. But yes, accessing that took me a little longer than I thought, perhaps maybe because of having kids and being busy with that, or maybe moving to a town and not knowing anybody before we just landed here. Right. But also just, the ways that you interact with people, it's very different when you have to plan a meeting rather than chance upon certain things. Yeah.
No, it is. It's an ongoing struggle for our city to become more walkable. Yeah, sidewalks have not been at a premium.
This is my personal.
Oh no, you were not alone on that boat. So your new album coming out very soon is called Altar.
Yes.
Obviously, we're here in the Sonic Cathedral. From what I've read, the title is in reference to a shrine that you have. And I was wondering, a little bit, if you could talk a little bit about what's on that shrine, and is this record in a way kind of a musical representation of some of those things?
Oh, I hope so, yeah. I mean, it feels personal to me in that an altar is just a collection of special things, whether it's in a religious setting or in yoga settings or wherever you go around and find these beautiful little collections of important things to people. And when I was making the record and putting them together, I was thinking of each song as just this little special piece, and to me, it's a personal little altar of little moments and people and places that have been important to me.
Yeah, and in some ways are there, literally a picture or an item on there that even inspired you to write the song, or were those things, is it difficult to even disentangle them?
Oh, it's all a mess. It's a total mess. Yeah, but my favorite altars are kind of messy. They look pieced together in such a way that it could have only been put together by that person and their collective experiences and things. So yeah, when I think of what is actually on my little altar at home and little tickets from important concerts I've been to or important to me, and my closest people and little moments from our lives, I see them when I hear the songs.
Well, and speaking of some of those songs, there's three we've heard so far from Altar and got a chance to obviously hear them live today. Visions was the first one, and struck me immediately as a driving song or a road song, not only because of the beat, but obviously the references to exit signs and sunlight and mirrors. Was that a song, that was inspired, in the road? And is that kind of is it a car conversation song? I mean, there's different kinds of road songs, but
Totally.
It strikes me maybe as that.
It's very much a Nashville song. One of the first songs I wrote since moving to Nashville, maybe based on my experience of driving so much. And I think of it as a road song too. It has a pulsing thing to it that I feel when I'm on the highways and on the roads around here. And it's also based on two very strange dreams that my best friend in Melbourne and my best friend here in Nashville had within the same week about a raven. Make of that what you will. I don't know.
Were they? So they both had the same dream
They both
around
had
the
a
same
dream
time?
involving a raven and involving highway signs. And they don't know each other. So I just thought, well, I'll use it then. Neither of them will ever find out about it.
If the universe gives you ravens and exit signs, I think you have to use them, right?
You've got a driving song, yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's a song that, we've had the opportunity to play a lot, Lose Your Love, and you've talked about it as a song about the nightmare of losing someone. But there are lines in there I love. You're referencing for those who keep the dream alive and the shipwrights, and I'm wondering who you're singing to when you say that.
I think of sailors and people who. A shipwright is a person who builds boats. Something I learnt when writing the song. Keep the people who keep things afloat. Who keep us floating and moving along.
Yeah.
And keeping us going, keeping the dream alive.
Yeah. We need those people right now.
We need those people. Yeah.
Yeah, now more than ever. Well, the most recent one is Plaster, and there's imagery of oaths and violence. There's also kind of a reference to court, and immediately when I listen to it, I'm like, I wonder who's on trial in this song. Am I way off, or does it feel a little bit like that?
It does. It was sort of. I don't know exactly what it means, but to me, it's half of it is from the perspective of being. Of prosecuting, and half of it is from the perspective of being up there on trial. Like, I think there's moments in our lives where we have been the offender and when we have been a victim. And I think within it, I was trying to say I've done both those things. Neither are particularly pleasant.
Right.
But that's the experience that at some point we're probably all going to go through.
Yeah. Yeah, judge and jury, and on either side of it.
Yeah.
Well, I really enjoyed. It was my drive-in this morning, even though obviously I work at a radio station. We listen to other things too. The playlist you put together for the inspiration for Altar on Spotify was wonderful. Lots of great stuff in there that love from Stevie Nicks to Big Thief and all points in between. But I loved your inclusion of the Laura Branigan song, Gloria.
Oh my gosh, I love that song.
So I was wondering, what that song means to you, and what inspiration did it provide for this record?
Oh, that song is just so good. It just ticks a lot of my boxes. It's weird and it's so dancey, and she's such a great singer. And I don't know if you've heard the original in Italian, but it's also well worth a listen and a YouTube if you're into 70s Italian music videos.
Of course.
Of course you are. And that song is a powerhouse of a pop song. And I wanted to channel some of that. Also, I'm super fascinated with religion and spirituality and the fact it's called Gloria. Also, my son is obsessed with Mario, and he thought she was singing Mario. And so that became a very, important song in our house for a piece of time for that reason. And all these things come together to make the perfect song that is Gloria by Laura Branigan. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you putting it in there, especially for some who may, have no clue, bringing that song back into the fold. But
I am happy to do the world a service in that way.
That is awesome. Well, Joe Schornikow, thank you so much for being with us.
Oh, thank you. And thank you for saying my name right. Nobody ever does.
It's 100% Christine from Cosign.
Oh,
Before I went on the air, I was like, oh, Chris, okay, I don't want to screw this up, especially because she lives here and someone will tell her.
thank you.
Yeah, you were welcome. No, awesome. Thank you very much.